No Tide season is considered a success if Alabama doesn't win the Iron Bowl. Well, Kalen DeBoer has one less thing to worry about tonight as the Tide got it done, rolling over the Tigers 28-14. Max Cohan alongside Trevor Denton here at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And Trevor, a lot on the line for both teams tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Alabama clinging on to a tiny little sliver of college football playoff hope, and then for Hugh Freeze and the Auburn Tigers trying to get bowl eligible in his second year on the Plains.
So a big win for Alabama, 28-14. Let's show you how they got it done. The 89th Iron Bowl, this time between two coaches who had yet to win one. Auburn had the first scoring chance of the game, but Madison Academy alum Ian Vachon would miss the field goal, giving the ball back to the Tide. Eventually, Alabama would break the ice as Jalen Milroe continued his ground attack, rolling around the right side and tight-roping the sideline, beating DeMarcus Riddick in the foot race for the 19-yard score. His 18th rushing touchdown of the season put the Tide up 7. The Tigers would put 3 points on the board on a boot from walk-on Vachon, but the Tide rolled right back in the end zone with a 1-yard score from Milroe. Alabama would get all of their points on the ground tonight, with Justice Haynes finding the end zone in the third, followed by Milroe's third of the night and 20th of the season. The Tigers would register their lone touchdown on Peyton Thorne's 29-yard connection with Cam Coleman as Kalen DeBoer picked up his first Iron Bowl victory. And this win was a big one for the Tide, giving them 9 on the season. And in this 12-team playoff era, and on a night where the upsets were aplenty, this team feels they have a case to be among the distinguished dozen.
Everyone's aware of our schedule, and I don't know the exact stats, but I know we beat 4 top 25 teams throughout the year. And I don't know how many, if anyone's done that. And so, when you talk about the schedule and what it is week to week, it's just a grind. We beat some high-quality teams that are still, out there, I believe, playing some good ball themselves, and, then just winning 5 of the last 6 at the back half of the season.
Now, Trevor, Alabama may have won this game by 14 points, but it was not a pretty game. They turned the ball over 4 times.
Isn't it kind of crazy? I mean, if you had told Auburn before the game that they would be the ones winning the turnover battle 4-2, I think everybody on the Tigers would have taken that statistic. The problem was they just didn't capitalize on what the defense was doing. They converted on just 4 of 12 third downs. Now, the worst example of this was when Jalen McLeod forced his second fumble of the game, giving the Tigers the ball back, only for them to dial up the trick play. Jarquez Hunter throwing an interception to Bray Hubbard. They had a chance there to go down by only 7 points. Instead, they fumbled that opportunity after getting the big fumble.
Yeah, very frustrating. That's what will set in your stomach, that we didn't score in the opportunities that we had. And a few calls here and there, the trick play, the 3rd and 1 tempo, all of those you second guess yourself all the time on things like that, because if we could have made that 28-21 there, would love to have seen what would have happened. Certainly not saying it would have won the game, but it would have made it interesting for sure.
So really just that type of game, that type of season for Auburn, just feeling like they've missed on so many opportunities. It is a 5-7 season, the 4th straight time that's happened at Auburn. First time that's happened since the 1940s, the late 1940s. So shows you the state of that program. In terms of how Hugh Freeze plans on turning it around, he said he's not too focused on the transfer portal. He wants to continue to build it through high school recruiting, and he likes some of the young talent on his roster. But there's no doubt, definitely a sense of defeat in his voice after yet another loss and falling again in a losing season this year.
Yeah, it's off to the long winter for the Tigers. For Alabama, a lot still up in the air. They'll have to wait until next Sunday to find out their playoff fate, hoping that some things shake out their way. Who knows what'll happen, but we'll just have to wait and see. That'll wrap things up from Bryant-Denny Stadium. For Trevor Denton, I'm Max Cohan, Way 31 Sports.